Physics in Driving, a project done by Robert Lussier, Danish Mohammed, and Thomas Siandopoulos. Power steering is a feature commonly found in most vehicles. It reduces the effort needed by the driver to turn the wheel, making it a very important feature. Seeing as our vehicles are very heavy objects, it requires a lot of energy and power to control them. Without power assist, the steering of most vehicles would be much heavier. This would be dangerous during low-speed maneuvers such as pulling into and out of a parking spot, and emergency situations such as swerving away from an object on the road that you didn't see. Electric power steering systems use a three-phase electric motor powered by a pulse width modulated DC voltage. We can apply physics to explain the power system by looking at the force that the hand puts on the steering wheel. The hand applies a centripetal force onto the steering wheel. A centripetal force can be defined by the equation mv squared over r, in which m is the mass of the hand, v is the velocity at which the hand turns the steering wheel, and r is the radius, or the distance between the position of the hand and the center of the steering wheel. The hand applies the centripetal force perpendicular to the steering wheel. When the hand applies a centripetal force, hydraulic power steering systems use the force of pressurized hydraulic fluid to assist with the steering. So whenever the driver turns the steering wheel, the fluid is pressurized by a pump, which then gets its power via a belt attached to the engine. Once the force is applied to the steering wheel, it inputs more power to the vehicle's usually front road wheels. A double-acting hydraulic cylinder then applies the force to the steering gear, which in turn steers the road wheels. Power systems work differently in different cars. For example, not all cars use their front wheels. Some of them use their rear wheels, which can be defined as rear-wheel drive, while front-wheel drive uses the front wheels. Some vehicles use all their wheels, which can be classified as all-wheel drive. Usually, all-wheel drive is much easier to handle than front-wheel drive. In previous models of cars, power steering wasn't included as a feature, making it much harder for people to steer. Now that power steering is a feature, it's much easier to steer, as you can see in the video. The driver of the car can often not touch the steering wheel, and the wheels will still realign themselves to the default position. Power steering also helps by allowing people to use only one hand to steer, which helps in manual cars in which drivers need one hand to steer and one hand to shift gears. If you drive your cars for extended periods without power steering, the power steering fluid can damage the pump.